This is gross.
All right, welcome to GDP Live. I am Pat George. I'm your host. We go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Facebook, on Instagram, on it goes up on YouTube later on. I mean, there's platforms all over. And I also want to mention that we do an audio version too. Yeah, that's right. There's an audio version. So I'm just going to share this right now. All right. Shared it. Boom, pow. All right. I just wanted to have all that posting done. Okay. I think I got everything. Good. We are live on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram, and you can pound off live in the comment section, or you can ask to join through the audio, which is what will be here, right here on Facebook, also on YouTube later on. I will erase that video for Instagram, so you're not going to be able to see all the pounding that happened unless I read it. And you know how I read; it's very inconsistent. So if you want to join the show, you can join the show there or here on Facebook. Gross Domesticated Podcast. I say here like I'm not also there. Come on, we're both. Gross Domesticated Podcast page on Facebook, just like the page. And then, that's where we stream the show. We'll post some pictures. We'll do all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. We like to streamline it. Also, you can check out or if you just want to like drive around, you want to have us just in the ears, only the ears. That's cool too. Each episode is posted audio only until the next episode. So until the next episode is up, you can catch the last episode. It's very finite. We're working on a hosting issue that we're having, and later on we will have all of the audio episodes available at all times. But there's been hundreds of episodes of the Gross Domesticated Podcast over the years, not just GDP Live, but now GDP Live audio only is available. So subscribe to the podcast, just Gross Domesticated Podcast feed. Follow the feed there. Subscribe, rate, review, do all that fun stuff, just like you do any other podcasting you listen to. It is audio only as well. So if you want to catch it, we have many options for you. You can catch it live on most social media platforms, you know what I mean? And then also you can catch up, recap, if you miss an episode. The video is exciting. You get to see me wear the sweet-ass bandana. Yeah, I'll acknowledge it. Bandana Pat's here. You like genuine Pat? Bandana Pat's here. Get used to it, damn it. I'm also wearing, hoodie, just my house hoodie. Got my joggers on. So it's a nice, relaxing day. I feel good. I started my day out doing martial arts, right? Doing jujitsu. Then got to come home, drink coffee, and watch it. Not often does it start at 9 o'clock in the morning, but there is what so far has been a very enjoyable card playing out for free on ESPN Plus. I think it's also on ESPN. I feel like I really do want to try to contact the UFC and just see if can you just like throw me like a free pay-per-view or something like that? I do a lot of marketing for your for your product, man. I really, really like what they've been doing so far this year. This card's been awesome. The main event is Michael Chiesa against Neil Magny, which is going to be an excellent fight. I feel like I can all but guarantee that. I mean, I don't know, but I don't need to because it's been great. So I would say it's just been I'm in a good mood today, man. I've been pounding off with Ron. I've been pounding off with John. We've been having a great day. We've had a wonderful day so far. Ron's pounding off in the comments right now. You should. You should. The only thing they can say is no. Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah, I could just literally just say like, "Hey, UFC, can I market for you?" But it's just been it's been a lot of cool. Like so far, they had the Max Holloway card from this weekend that I spoke about on the last show on Monday. I won't get back into it because I'll start crying over how beautiful those elbows were, and then and then and then today with like this, just a lot of fucking good shit, man. I'm in a fucking good mood. That's how I know Jiu-jitsu is more than just like a physical thing for me. And it is, I know for a fact, I can't just, and it's not speculation anymore at this point. It's literal. Like I fucking feel mentally so much more calm, and I feel more uh excited. I didn't necessarily do great today. I didn't like I'm still, months out of not doing it, and I'm coming back to it, but I feel like everything is like every like the leveling up, I feel like is so in the grasp, in my grasp, I guess. In the grasp. What the fuck is that? In the grasp of me. I don't know if that's what I was trying to say. I look like I'm in a fucking Christmas gang, by the way. I just realized I'm wearing a red hoodie and a green bandana. I look like I'm like a Christmas tough. Look here, pal. You're going to make the naughty list, bud, if you don't watch out. Burn. Physical health has a massive influence on your mental health. Keep going. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, Ron. We got both Rons. By the way, I'm surrounded. This is GDP Live. I don't know if just to catch everybody up. GDP Live. We're here. Gross Domesticated Podcast. I'm Pat George. We're all Rons, Johns, and we ain't no Toms, motherfucker. Fuck Toms. Up with Rons and Johns. Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm here to. No offense to Toms, and I'm talking TH Toms. It's very specifically. That works if I were to have spelled it out. But if you're here, I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, that's awesome. Check out some of the other shows on the channel. Hacks is hosted by John Montag. He is one of the Johns that I had spoken of earlier. He is Art Dick and Ass Pro of the show, as well as Art Dick Premium Ron Barindro. Does great work. Check him out. Follow him. Ron Kane's here. Check it out. Check out Casey Nicholson. Pounding off in the comments. If you want to follow the show, follow it there. Check out some of the other shows. Hacks with John, Falls Count Anywhere, new episodes every week with Manny and Youngblood. The most recent episode with Ian Strong, and they talk about, we do the promo king competition, the finals, or let's say maybe semifinals. Check it out for that. Also, audio versions available everywhere. New episodes of Proper Ebonics. The most recent episode, the guys kind of talk about, I didn't realize that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were getting divorced until I heard it live recording that show. That's always a fun show to do with those guys. Check out Proper Ebonics on YouTube or audio versions. Rate, review, same stuff. Like if you like this stuff, cool. If you don't, let us know. I mean, what the fuck, right? How the hell else are we going to get better? Can't be an echo chamber. Can't be all Rons and Johns. We need some Toms, right? So I know to speak in full sentences, period, right? Bandana Pat, you know what this means? I don't give a fuck. My wife likes this. Dom fucking is into this. It's awesome. I don't understand it. I thought she, like, when I put it on, she started laughing, right? And I was like, but it was like a weird laugh. Like it wasn't like a, but it wasn't like a blah ha 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 kind of laugh. It was like a, oh boy, like a coy, like interesting laugh. And I was like, what's going on? And she explained it to me. Apparently, I look like a biker she likes from a show. She's into it. Apparently, I look like the guy already, but when I wear the headband, which I thought she was laughing at, but now she's laughing with herself, right to the bank, because she loves her husband in a fucking headband. And guess what? Her husband loves wearing headbands. That's how we do here. That's how the GD peeps roll. I don't know. Is this color taken by a gang? I want to be a peaceful gang, good gang, be nice. Don't be mean to anybody. Don't hurt anybody. But it's still a gang, right? Does any gang have green? Gang green. Oh no, the Jets. Shit. We got more pounding off in the comments. Premium Ron Barendo is saying, I'm sure they'll market their divorce well and make millions on it. Oh yeah, off it. Sorry. That makes sense. Yeah, the Kim and Kanye thing. Yeah, because they were saying something about like, do you want to have it on the show? And they're like, no, we'll probably just tape it ourselves and do pay-per-view. Oh, Casey's pounding off as well. I'm glad to hear it pumps you up and that she's into the headband. rather than getting insecure about the show the show guy she's into. Oh yeah, no. It's hold on. I don't. It's a son of anarchy. Son of anarchy. Is that name? Is this show? You watch it? Yes. Son of anarchy. Yes. Uh, it's that show, and it's not the main guy. It's the other guy. She says I look like that guy, and I don't think I look like that guy, but she says it. It's the guy from Remember the Titans. The oh shit. Why do I pick the most racist? Is he racist in the biker show too? But I think he's like the main. He's the quarterback in Remember the Titans. The white quarterback. I don't look like the black quarterback from Remember the Titans, unfortunately. But I look Opie. I remember it was another. It was a name from another show. Opie. The guy's Opie from Sons of Anarchy or Son of Anarchy. If it's just one, he is Son of Anarchy. Is Opie? Yes. She likes him. Google him if you don't know who that is. Google him, and then come back. It's okay. I won't be concerned if it goes down to 0. Everybody watching, you can Google or you open up another tab. If you're watching on a desktop, open up another tab. Who knows? We got original Ron saying a gang that doesn't kink shame. Yeah. Honestly, that's the GDP. That's who we are. We don't kink shame. We're here to have fun. You know? You can look like a racially insensitive character without being prejudiced. You're okay. Don't sweat it. No, I'm okay with. I'm more self-conscious about somebody saying you look like a biker, because normally, no offense to bikers, this is not meant to be an insult. I would say then somebody would be saying the first impression I think I ever got of what bikers are. My first depiction, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that I remember that like comes to mind when I was a kid is the movie. What's the movie with Charlie Sheen where he's undercover cop in the biker gang? Right? It's it's like all of the 90s movie stars. It was Charlie Sheen. I feel like Tom Sizemore or Michael Madsen. Michael Madsen's in it, right? Do you guys remember the show or movie? The show? Jesus Christ! I sound like I sound like a weird parent or like a fucking idiot. Like, what's going on here? Who's the guy? It's Charlie. Who's the guy from the program Above the Law? Thank you. Of course Ron knows that fucking movie. I almost said show again. Ron, do you like that movie? Also got some WD-40 too. Woo. Oops. Yeah. Above the Law. I remember the part. So this is why I would think this is I would think somebody's saying a negative thing to me when they're saying you look like a biker. It's because I remember to convince the other bikers that he was a biker, he took his vest off. He had a denim vest, and he was like, and he pissed on it. It was him or who was the other guy? Fuck, I'm gonna look it up. Above the Law. I'm glad I have the name now. Thank you very much, Ron. OG Ron coming in with a fucking hardcore fact. Above the Rim? No. Law. This is my first. Oh, what the fuck? Movie. I didn't think I would have to specify. 1988. Okay. No, not this one, you fool. Come on. No, it's not that one. Charlie, I'm gonna put Charlie Sheen. That's Steven Seagal. Charlie Sheen. Bike. Oh my God, they're listening to me. Thanks. I appreciate it. The internet is listening to me. 1993 film. It tells the story of Dan Saxon, an undercover cop who infiltrates a group of criminal outlaw bikers behind a drug smuggling and arms dealing operation. Written by Larry Ferguson, directed by Larry Ferguson. No, so it's a Beyond the Law. Beyond the Law with Charlie Sheen. Beyond the Law. Not the wiki. I want the IMDb. Yeah. All right, so I want to know. I want to. Okay, so Charlie Sheen, Linda Fiorentino, A+. Love that lady. She's great. Love her in. If is she the one from Dogma? Yeah, great, great actress. Uh, Rip Torn's in it. Michael Madsen, Courtney B. Vance. Who's the guy? Who's like the cop? Like his some of the guys, some of the names, the characters from Oatmeal, Virgil, Blood, Renee, Rip Torn. I can't remember who the like his like cop the like his contact was. But yeah, he looks like okay, so yeah. kind of like me if I had a mullet. I'm kind of like a smooth Charlie Sheen. 1993 Charlie Sheen here. Can you see that? Not too shabby. Ron is cool. Oh wait, I misheard that. My bad. No problem. It's above the law. Not above the law. Hold on. Below the law? Beyond the law. It's somewhere adjacent to the law. It's not directly in line with the law, but it's law skewed and it's beyond it. You've gone beyond the law. But to have him be convincing, he was like, you should piss all over your vest. So they're convinced that you're definitely a biker. And I was like, well, so when somebody goes like, you look like a biker, Pat, I'm like, do I look like I fucking pissed on my jacket? You idiot. Come on. Nobody wants that. Beyond the Law with Pissy Sheen. Pissy Charlie Sheen. I don't know. So what is Suspirina? Suspirin. What is this name? Now they're giving out other movies in the chat again. At Baby Mermaid Productions, you can. It's right there. You just go to at Baby Mermaid Productions. You follow it there on Instagram. You can pound off live, or you can pound off live on Facebook. That's fine too. Do you guys know what Suspiria is? Suspiria? Is that it? Yeah. What is this? 2018. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's what he said. It is a good movie. Well, I got it saved now. Thanks, Ron. I will check that out. Da. All right. Well, yeah, I think I think that's why I like. So if somebody were to say, first of all, laugh at me when I put a bandana on, and then tell me, "Oh, you look like a biker," then I'm gonna go, "Oh, shit," you know. 1977 remade in 2000. Okay. So Ron Barindro and Ron, I believe, OG Ron are both adjacent to the law. Yeah, it's somewhere adjacent to the law. In case you like that, pounding off live there. Andy's here. What's up, Andy? Check out What About with Andy and Pat. Speaking of, oh, look at that! Look who's here. Uh-oh. Going live with Andy. Let's find out. Andy. What about with Andy and Pat? I'm not Andy. He's not Pat. Maybe you'll be able to hear him in just a second. Who knows? Is he here? It's connecting. Who knows? Both Rons are pro Suspiria. That's good to know. That sounds like also, yeah, more Dave Grohl talk. Oh, Andy declined. He asked to join and then declined. What a coward. Well, we had a live Andy almost here. Oh, here he is again. Let's see. Maybe he's just playing games with me. This is what he's doing. Maybe he didn't look good in the last one. Could be at work. Who knows? Oh yeah, power move by Andy. What's going on, Andy? How you doing, buddy?
Hey. Sorry, I had to clock out.
I was like, what the fuck? He asked to join and then was like rejected. I was like
oh yeah, no, I want you on your toes.
That's what I honestly thought. When I stood up the second time, I was like, this guy is absolutely fucking with me right now. And Ron immediately called you on your power move.
Oh yeah. I'm fucking I want you fucking bobbing and weaving hard for Sunday.
You say jump, I say haha, right?
I say jump, you say Dave Grohl.
Yeah, and honestly, he was just then demanding Dave Grohl talk, which is crazy because I guess that just means I hydrate enough.
Oh yeah, I gotta fix that because that hydrating. There's a truck of lumber in level 4.
Fuck, really? Holy shit.
Yeah, there's trucks, dude.
Breaking news from Andy Malafarina on the side.
Breaking news. There is a truck of lumber, guys.
Guys, there is a truck of lumber. It's on level 4 right now, but we should be very much aware of it right now.
Oh no, level floor is the other product.
Oh, level floor. God damn it. So yeah, go. What were you saying about the hydrating?
Oh no, it's just I didn't set enough different like on Twitch. There's something called channel points, and if you redeem a bunch of channel points, you can like tell me to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I only set it to hydrate.
Oh, what would other options be for you? Like if you were to say, like, would be comfortable with? Like, would it be like, fart in own mouth or?
I don't know. Probably sacrifice a live orphan on camera. I'd probably be good with that one.
If it was a dead orphan and you were like, here, take this one, you'd be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I got enough of those. I don't need another dead orphan.
Oh my God. How's your day going, by the way, buddy?
It's going fine.
Yeah.
I've been very in my head today.
Oh no, why?
Just dumb shit. Just overthinking things.
Personal, professional, or both?
What?
Personal, professional?
Personal. Oh. Just coming to terms with what makes me me.
Yeah. And
fucking just dealing with being just like insecure about dumb shit.
Like, is it I mean, is it something that like, is it just stuff that you normally like? I mean, I hate to say it like this, like, I don't mean it to sound dismissive, but like, is it the huge kind of stuff, or is it something that's like new that's bothering you?
Oh no, it's the huge. It's the huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know. It's that, well, like, I don't know. It's that goofy shit when like you're over like thinking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was reading a bunch of books on it. It's actually not smart to overthink. Like, it's actually from like a survival instinct or whatever the fuck it is. It's actually counterproductive because you're literally arguing with your brain, and your brain does these like, it's really weird. It does these like defense mechanisms that actually like make you more stressed. I think honestly, I think the real problem is like biologically, like our brains aren't prepared for us to have grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
Like our brains are still at a place where it's used to us like fucking having to hunt for everything. And it hasn't like developed enough biologically for us to deal with like, there's no threats like a goddamn wildebeest or whatever. So it still has that thing set up that that makes us like prepared for anything. And like, because I have anxiety problems, mine's like turned up to 11 sometimes.
Yeah.
So like stuff that's like not a problem in the slightest, I'm like tackling it in my brain like it's a fucking real threat, like it's a goddamn animal outside my hut or whatever.
Because that's the only like comparison that your body can do to it is kind of say like this must be like that thing where we used to have to survive by, you know, like, because I think that's the thing is like with us is mentally it's kind of survival. Like we just kind of try to adapt to whatever like thing we have and learn how to cope or to like, but now I feel as I'm getting older, I want to know how to kind of conquer those things because like you said, Ron's pounding off in the comments. He says, overthinking and overanalyzing separates the body from the mind. And I think that's like, that makes sense because
what did he say?
It separates the body from the mind. Like you know, practically what you should be doing or practically what's right and wrong. I mean, Dom's here too. Dom just joined the chat. She's somebody that overthinks things all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's things, she likes my Opie look too. Yeah. Hey, sexy. See, I'm telling you, I was telling everybody about how Dom is into this bandana look. So I was like, fuck it. I'm wearing it on the show. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, dude.
She's into it. And my mom even commented on Facebook. She said, a Beyond the Law, or I was talking about my Beyond the Law look. This is my Charlie Sheen biker look.
Oh, see, now that you brought up your mom, my comment is now just got way grosser.
Go for it.
I was going to say that's why I hate when people I mean, it's partially because like I'm an owner of one,
Mhm.
but when people shit on the man bun, it just always like made so much sense to me because it'd be like, oh, man buns are stupid, blah blah blah, this and that. And you're like, it's about pussy. Like for me, I have a wife, so it's about practicality to keep my hair out of my eyes.
Mhm.
But I'm like, it's about pussy. Like, so stop cock blocking.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that like I was explaining this on the last show. Like I was started to wear this because it's almost like setting my hair. It's like how like ladies will wear like curlers or something like that to get their hair to look a certain way. My hair is so thick that I can't fucking comb it. I just want it to go back. It doesn't go back. It goes like
Yeah,
this.
I got the thick hair problem too.
Right. So I have to like mash it down. So I do this and I try to mash it down, and then I wear a hat to like get it to sit down because now
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to grow it back out because again, the less offensive haircut that looks good on me is unfortunately very long hair. If I go for a Jesus look, I mean, who hates Jesus? I mean, come on. Me, I do, but not, I don't hate him.
I was gonna say, like every fucking like when it comes to haircuts, because we were shout out Gardini in the chat. He was on the panties in the mouth last night, which we're gonna drop tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about haircuts, and Nate's laughing at us because we're just like the two typical white dudes who like we get one whenever like Nate, I think, was saying gets a haircut. Well, pre-COVID would go like every 3 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
We fucking pop into supercuts whenever we're in the mood. And like, but I was getting annoyed, like, dude, throughout the years, like, I swear to God, I would find a new haircut that I really started to like,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like right wing extremists would be like, "That's ours now,"
Right.
and I'd be like, "You fucking dildos."
It happened to me with fucking clothing choices. Like I was like, dude, I'm wearing masks. Like right at the beginning of the pandemic, I'm like, I gotta start wearing more Hawaiian shirts so people know I'm a nice guy. And then I was like,
But
dude,
it turns out you're a fucking boogaloo boy or whatever
yeah,
the
like
fuck.
that, dude. That week, I was like, oh my god, damn it. And then the haircut thing, obviously, haircuts that are flattering for chubbier white guys with beards are unfortunately shared by many mass shooters, and I just don't want that anymore, Andy. I don't want that. So I'm gonna go with a more. I'd rather look like a filthy goddamn hippie or biker. No, no offense, filthy hippies or bikers or anything, but I mean, Jesus Christ, I can't look like all of them every time.
I can't look like. Well, I was saying like every time you see a story where like you see a story where like some white dude shoots someone or whatever, I'm like, why do they always have to look like my uncle?
Yeah.
Like every time a white dude
Yeah.
shoots a minority on the news, he looks like he could be my uncle.
And you're like, God damn it, what the? And you're like, wait a minute. Okay, no. All right, yeah. It looks like him. Just looks like him. I think
I'm like, Uncle Ron? No. Yeah. Oh wait.
I think about that too. Like he said, Ron says we should just take it back. Straight up. Don't let trends control your fashion. I mean, I still wear the Hawaiian shirts. It's just, but it's one of those things.
Why do you think? Well, also too, if you think about it, like we're super internet about everything. So like, fucking, to the average person, like I genuinely don't think most people know like who the Boogaloo Boys like are. I only know them by name, and I just found out they were the Hawaiian shirt guys.
Yeah, but they're the same. Like before that, it was like the cargo shorts or something like that. Like I mean, cargo shorts are they're poo pooed on fashion wise anyway, but like
they're a threat for a whole nother reason.
Yeah, but I feel like it's interesting. I don't like, I'm not a guy that normally will like let that happen, but it's just like when my fat, dumb white head checks so many hate-filled boxes. Do you know what I mean? Like I know when I'm not hate-filled, you know what I mean? It's like I got to do something to combat this stuff. You know what I mean?
It's a survival technique.
Yeah. It's a thing where like you don't want to have to say it every time. You don't want to have to preface everything you say by go, I don't think like this, but and then make a joke. You want to just be able to make the joke. You know what I mean? Like he also says, Ron's also saying, anyone who judges you by your appearance is a shit person. I mean, I did just kind of go off on bikers and hippies, but yeah, I mean, overall, you know what? I personally judge this lady like, remember when remember before, in the before times when we were gonna ban plastic items forever?
Yo, I was just fucking talking to stuff about that.
Really? Yeah, the straw thing. Yeah,
remember when straws were the biggest fucking deal?
right. Yeah, that was.
Do you ever have to do like a fucking paper straw? Like, it's the worst garbage I've ever seen.
I got used to just tearing the lids off of things and just getting used to that and spilling it all over my face. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. I'd rather, and that's the thing. I'm like, turtles are like, they're stupid as fuck. Like, if they can't get their head stuck in a cup, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is still bad, right? Isn't this still bad? Are we gonna make paper cups? Like, what's? I mean, and I sound like a dad, and then people start looking at my haircut, and they start, and I'm like, okay, no, hey, guys, let's have some paper straws.
And then next thing you know it, you're buying a tiki torch and a Hawaiian shirt at Walmart, and people just don't.
Everybody's looking at me.
Also, Lemaire told me to get back to work. I am on my lunch break, eating a burrito. Yeah. I will talk to my friend Patrick.
Hence the burrito. Maybe open your eyes. Maybe a little bit of education is in order here, Lemaire. Maybe a little bit of, I don't know. Oh, come on, be quicker, you fuck.
Adultification.
Just like Lemaire to be late.
Wait, what was that?
It was him saying adultification, which is andragogy. I
can't shit on Lemaire. I make up a word like every 4 episodes of Panties in the Mouth.
No, I made that up. I just made him. I just took the recording of him saying it.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, I can never shit on someone for like saying a word dumb.
Yeah,
because that's my fucking thing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's being uneducated is a lane that I have embraced wholeheartedly. We've done so many spelling bees. We're just gonna do one more anyway. We're gonna do a religious spelling bee, and I think Manny's gonna jump in too.
Speaking of like things people wear to like identify shit about, I wish there was like a thing you could wear to be like, I'm dumb. Like, did you saw that sketch Shane and them put out, Uncle Daycare?
Yeah, dude, that's fucking.
You remember where?
Yeah.
You remember where the part like the guy comes up and starts yelling at Tommy? And then the lady's like, no, they're uncles. And he's just like, oh my God, I didn't know. I just wish there was a version like that where you could just be like, someone starts yelling at you and you're like, oh, no, I'm stupid. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't know.
Well, Andy, the funniest thing, technically, I'm an uncle. Actually, literally, I'm an uncle.
I'm an uncle too. I'm such a good fucking uncle.
So maybe we could just say that, like, when somebody starts getting pissed off at us, just go, guys, I'm an uncle.
I'm an uncle.
Like, say it like that to go, I'm an uncle. And then they're like, they don't understand. Guys, you don't understand. I'm an uncle.
I am an uncle. I'm not expected to behave myself.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that annoys me. I just wish there was more of like, I don't know, man. Everyone just acts like they're always on their best behavior. And I'm like, yo, remember when it was fun to be like a fuck up and a fucking idiot and shit like that?
Yeah, I think, well, like I was saying about the straw thing, when that shit was going on, like I remember this hippie lady, and I say hippie lady because she was a white lady that came through the drive-thru all the time with dreads, and she would always like,
that's either hippie or like trailer park white.
Well, no, she would like, it was like a lot of, I mean, oh, you're right, but it screamed like I own my own yoga studio. That's what it screamed.
No, dude, I saw the flip side of that, and what? I wanted to kiss her on the mouth. She was like, no, dude, she was just having like a loud, angry conversation, and it was like, oh no, you know what? It wasn't dreads. It was cornrows. It was neon green cornrows. She was the manager of a gas station.
Neon green cornrows.
Yeah, dude. She was having a loud conversation with her baby
so
daddy.
She came in looking like a new cast member from Orange is the New Black, but she was running the entire fucking place.
She looked like if Orange is the New Black was like a hard like NC-17.
So this lady, every time she came through the drive-thru, she'd go, can I get a straw? Like, because they were trying, they tried to do the, this was, again, like, I think this early on, like, when they started trying to do, like, the no straw lids and shit like that. And every time she'd be like, can I get a straw? And it's like, yeah, I mean, sure, here you go. Like, you don't fucking care? Like it was kind of one of those things. Like I thought it used to be. I am still a person who thinks in fashion sense like that, where like if I'm wearing this shirt, people are gonna think, check this box, check this box, check this box. He's that guy. But like obviously I experience somebody who I would think is gonna be like, hey man, we need to fucking stop using plastic. But she's just like, yeah, but like for me, I can use it.
And you're just sitting there like, wait. So you just look, this isn't a personality? You just think this looks good, you fucking weirdo?
So wait, so you just look like a douchebag, but you're actually an asshole? Holy fuck. I had no fucking idea.
That's so funny.
But yeah, bye Dom. I love you, my wife, my beautiful wife. I'll keep this this headband on for you. She loves it. She says I look like a filthy biker. And and I'm into it.
Girls like that, dude. Steph fucking, I can see sometimes like I'll get in like angry, loud Republican dad mode, just screaming about just fucking just in my dining room owning libtards, dude. Just
same thing. And, dude, yeah, go on, yeah.
And like I'm like, I'll be like after work in my dirty work clothes, just screaming like a dumb Italian retard, and like. You could just see, Steph's just like, I don't know what it is, but something about you yelling like a big dumb idiot just gets me off. my words, not her.
Yeah.
But no,
it's something like that. Yeah.
Girls like a little toxic masculinity from time to time. They just don't want you to fucking hurt them.
They don't want yeah. They don't want to actually. They don't want you to hit them with a bike chain. They want you to just like look like a guy that would.
They don't want you to do it all the time, and they don't want you to hurt them. But like girls, dude, my buddy was dating this chick in college where we would like go out to shit. I remember sitting in we would be like, it'd be like the end of the night. You're done drinking, you're going to get your takeout and then go home. And there'd be like, we went to this one pizza place because I went to college in Kutztown, and there was literally like, once it hit like 1 a.m., there was one pizza place open.
Yeah.
So everyone went there, and we're standing in line, and like this one dude just starts like popping off and like saying shit. And we literally like see my buddy's girlfriend whispering shit to him, like instigating him because she wanted to get wet and watch him fucking hit a guy.
Yeah. See, that's, I don't know, man. Like I it's funny that it's not like ever she's like, oh, you're really good at jujitsu. Like I think she still thinks that's dorky. Like my buddy's wife like makes fun of us. She's like, oh, you're gonna go hug your friends? She does shit like that. And it's like, no, we're gonna fucking choke each other. You know what I mean? Like
we're choking each other out.
Simulated combat. We know how to combat each other.
Nah, that if you only have like, I used to be that guy where, because I used to shit on MMA and whatever, but like when you only have like a base level knowledge of like MMA or jiu-jitsu,
yeah,
all your brain immediately goes to like half naked dudes rolling around. It's fucking good.
He's just laying on top of them, and it's just like, yeah, I mean it's control. But
what the fuck? Joe Rogan? I was listening to Joe Rogan the other day because you know, dudes. And
check that box.
Look at me. I listened to Rogan. And what did he say? He said MMA is high stakes problem solving. And I'm like, God damn. I think that's what he said. I might have gotten like a word or two wrong. It's like high stakes problem solving.
It's close to it's something like that because like I said
that's not exactly what it is, but it's like in the ballpark.
It's even in paraphrasing, like that's something that it's one of those it's like I don't know, it's the most like it's the most simulated, I feel like, as far as like battle, like, you know what I mean, like it's almost like it's like any other thing when you're sparring. It's that thing where you get like the full simulation of like, what would you do if somebody was trying to choke you the fuck out?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how the fuck do you get out of it? Like it's
well,
it's crazy.
You notice it when I was watching some video of dude like explaining some shit when he was talking about like doing the ground game. And it's literally like, it's just an endless, well, if you do this, I'll do that. And if you do that, I'll do this. And
it's
if
like
you
chess,
do this, I'll do. Yeah. So it's like, it's because I think what's like, obviously you need strength. You know what I mean? But also there is an element of just knowing what the best response is that I think helps just as much as being physically strong.
The most I ever sound like a jujitsu guy is when I say to Dom, I go like, I try to convince her. I'm like, you should try it out. I think you would really like it. And she's like, I just don't want somebody laying on top of me. And I'm like, neither do I. That's why I learned jujitsu, so I can get them the fuck off me. Like,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing is like, I don't want somebody. So you might as well do it now where it's simulated and you don't actually have to fucking fight each other, you know?
How do you where the place you go? How much do you spend, if you don't mind me asking? How much does it cost you?
It's for me. I don't know what the price is. Like, I don't know if they've upped the price or anything like that, but I signed the contract and it's been, actually, I'm going to sign I think my third contract there. Yeah, that's right. I'm contracted there for 3 years now. That's my third MMA contract. It's $100 a month. And
that's it
at the time, and then also whatever you add, they also have other things. So I'm going to start doing MMA and like kickboxing training and stuff like that. It's striking, basically striking class, and I'm going to start taking that, and that's like, I think it adds, again, I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but like another like $30. It's not like double each time. You can add other things on there for like a couple bucks more. Like, it's like that way, kind of like how you would at a gym, any other features you add, but it's mainly jujitsu and judo.
Okay. I'm just curious. I want to start doing it so bad. I don't know.
I was just going to say
I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the rules are in Jersey right now. I haven't checked, but at some point I want to do it so bad.
To bring it back to bring it back to the beginning of the conversation, actually, this I think that would be a great thing for your mental health as well. Early morning exercise like that, something like that, where you're not thinking. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think too, just being able to, well, I've heard that like MMA fighters, like top level MMA fighters, are some of like the calmest people you'll ever talk to. And I think for me, one, it'll help because I'm a fucking spaz at the end of the day. You know,
I heard, like, yeah, you were talking about when you were turning Stefan.
yeah. No, but like, I've been one ever since, you know, just like, what the fuck? I can't tell you how many times, like, it would be like, from my perspective, someone would say some shit and I'd be like, yo, what the fuck you mean by that? And they're like, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Yeah. Like, and it's not because like, I don't know. I'll just fucking, cause like, I think I sometimes live on the defensive. So I'm like ready for someone to fuck with me.
Right.
And it's like, I think that's an attitude that a guy who can't fight has. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a way, it's not just the emotional insecurity of like being like feeling like you could be inadequate or something like that, as far as like just in conversation. You have confidence there, but it's the fact of the knowing like if shit goes down, like, yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, and it's not, you just don't know what could happen. That's the thing, is like, that's, I think the same thing with me is like I was saying it on the last show. I haven't really had a one-on-one, like, you fight this guy, meet at the blah, blah, blah at this time. There's been a couple brawls. There's been plenty of pits, it's a little violent situation. Sure. But nothing ever to where it was like me actually, coming to fisticuffs with somebody. So that was definitely the energy for a long time. But now that I have, like I was telling Dom, I used to carry a pocket knife around with me for like protection. Like, I used to think like when I would go to certain places, like I would think like, oh yeah, in case shit goes down, I'll just like, get away.
And you definitely learn different pocket knife skills.
Well, I was a Boy Scout. I do know some pocket knife skills, but just not how to shiv somebody.
Well, also, that's the other part. People like hold a knife on them, and it's like you need to learn how to get the knife out quick, stab them, and then but before any of that happens, you have to be a guy willing to stab another guy.
Yeah, and I think that ultimately came down to like, man, you better learn jujitsu or something, because you're not gonna kill somebody, dude. What are you doing? You need to get them down and asleep so you can run away.
Well, like even if you like fight someone and fuck them up, like they're like, you can easily, say something, act like something bad ends up happening, they fall the wrong way, and you could talk your way out of that more so than like we had a disagreement and I stabbed him.
I thought he had a gun, so I stabbed him. Yeah, anytime, like, it's hard to call. I don't know, man. It is kind of hard to, even though it is a close combat thing, like you can only do it at close range, really, unless you throw a knife at somebody. But like, which, by the way, I should have practiced. Like it's hard to say this is self-defense when you go, Yes, and then you stabbed him. Because like you feel like if you pull a knife out and you go like, eh? Like somebody's gonna go, all right, hey.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
it all depends.
But if you just go, it's just like
it all depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
Like if someone cut you off in fucking McDonald's, then yeah,
right.
the knife was a bit much. But if someone's
too much. Okay, I thought I was on your same side, but no, we're on different sides on this. That's a perfectly to show him the knife. Just go.
Well, no, here's the thing. The McRib's out of the store, so there's no reason to have a knife.
You're right. At this point, there's no gang warfare there. We don't have to worry about the McFlurry. Or what is it? What's the other one? McShamrock? The Shamrock Shake? Have we had that? We should do we should do a review of that one next.
Dude, I do want to work on a show where I just review garbage shit.
I mean, it's kind of like 15% of What About with Andy and Pat. I mean, we do talk a heavy amount about that.
We talk about the album for 10 minutes. We debate
7 minutes.
We debate Dave Grohl's abilities, and then we talk about what gave us diarrhea that week.
Dude, how funny would it be to make the Dave Grohl conversation a segment on the show? Because we're never going to get to the end of it. That would be so funny to like make music about it, make a video of us going like.
No, I want to get to the end of it so bad because I've been like, let's be honest. The episode on Sunday is not about them crooked vultures. It's about Dave Grohl.
It's about Dave Grohl. We all know. We all know. What about? Hey, Andy. What about Dave Grohl?
Yeah, it's about Dave Grohl. And like, here's what happens: the more you look into Dave Grohl and you check out his shit, the more you like Dave Grohl. So I'm like, I don't want to say anything remotely bad about him.
Right.
He's so goddamn lovable.
Yeah. It's like hard to do. Even the fucking the latest Pope. Like even when you're like, man, you piece of shit. You're still a Pope. You're still this. And then he does something like where it's like, he's like, hey man, I think transgender people are fucking totally cool. And every single one of them goes to heaven. And you're like, interesting.
Yo, but doesn't the Pope change his opinion with like?
I don't know if that are they against transgender people? I don't know actually. Are Catholics against?
I know recently the Pope was like, "Yo, just talk to God. He's cool with gay people."
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's what I thought. I
don't remember. But I feel like whenever PR is bad for the Catholic Church, they're like, "All right, let's let some more into heaven."
Yeah, they're like, "All right, well." That's the weirdest thing too. I didn't realize Rome is its own country or something like I believe, or its own
the
state.
Vatican. I think the Vatican counts as its own country.
Right, and it's something like that, and like stuff like that, shit, like different things that every once in a while when I start, it's basically every time there's a new pope, I kind of pick up more Pope knowledge.
Speaking of Rome, the most interesting thing was, I don't know if you know this, but Rome actually wasn't built in a day.
Is this more breaking news from Andy Malafarina out on scene right now? Andy,
on location.
Andy, now can you tell me from the scene?
Wait, I'm getting a copy check one too. What? Rome wasn't built in a day.
Shit.
Fuck.
Guys, this on inauguration day at almost inauguration time.
On inauguration day.
It's a whole new country now, guys.
Yeah, everything's different now.
Check out
different.
And if you banter like that, check out What About with Andy and Pat.
we got a new old dude that doesn't give a fuck about you. Everything's different now.
Yeah, Andy has to get his 10-minute rant in and then get back to work and then.
Oh, are you?
Wait, what happened? I didn't hear you actually. What happened? Did you mute you?
What?
Did you mute yourself?
No, I was making a Fox News joke.
I didn't hear it. Do it again.
I was gonna say, oh, you talking about Sleepy Joe?
Oh, that's why you were censored. I see.
There's a guy on my Twitch chat. He's a nice dude, but he cracks me up because he's super conservative. Mm-hmm. And like the lead up to election, he'd always be like such and such Beijing Biden, and I'm like, was it even? I was like, wait, what?
He's from Beijing. I don't know.
Yeah, actually.
I like Sleepy Joe. I don't mind that as a nickname. I don't know why that's like. I like being sleepy. I'm a sleepy guy.
I don't know. That's just Trump's because Trump is, whether you like him or not, he's an A+ bully, and he just gives you a nickname, and it fucking sticks.
Yeah. I think they're. So I listened live I was listening to Jim and Sam this morning, and I heard this morning because he left at 8:00 this morning. Before the
Trump did?
Yeah, he's not going to be at the inauguration. He's not there for any of it.
Yo, I love when they, not to cut you off, but
No.
I love when they report shit like that. They're like, Trump will not be at the inauguration. Like, yeah, he's been saying the guy should get arrested the whole time. You think he's gonna show up to his party?
Yeah, he made up a nickname and then just ran with the nickname the whole time.
Yeah.
While also there's been like verbal attack. He got kicked off Twitter because like for part of it.
He was trying to get the dude's son arrested. Like he doesn't like him. Why would he show up?
Yeah, if anything, it's consistent. You know,
it's such a weird point. It's such a weird point to like even be like, you guys spent time saying that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, fucking obviously he's not going to do that.
It is. I do realize, like, or they said it's the first time ever, I believe, or the first time in like over 100 years that a president or the ex-president wasn't at the current president's inauguration or the president-elect's inauguration. I think that's why they're saying it is literally news, but other than that,
okay, that's fair then.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So it's like one of those things where like they're like, hey, even when there's been really, really, really vicious things like campaigns, they still kind of go like, go hang out.
I guess from my perspective, like I think it's all dumb. I don't care about any of that shit. So I'm just seeing it from like, yeah, Trump did a Trump thing. What the fuck else is new?
It's a perfect parallel to what we were talking about earlier about MMA. It's like these two guys are like pounding the shit out of each other, and then at the end of it, they go like they hug each other and go, "Hey, love you, buddy. Thanks a lot for everything." You know, you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those things like. You're supposed to at least be able to go like, all right, you know, thanks, Sleepy Joe.
Nah,
and go
but
like,
this is more like fucking Masvidal and Askren.
Yeah, where he just keeps punching him when he's down.
Yeah, and yeah, he's down, and Masvidal's still like, oh, dude, did you see that I forget. Do you have UFC 4?
No, I don't have that one. But by the way, he did. If he was able to tweet, it would have been like leaving at 8:00. # super necessary.
But no, like the best part of that, mainly because it's so short, but I watch that knockout so often. But the best part of that fucking knockout was just like as the guy was still passed out, when Askren was still passed out, Masvidal's like flopping on the floor and like, but he's not sure the guy's okay.
No,
and he's still being like, he's still just like, you shouldn't have talked shit.
And he's like pounding the mat. And he's like pointing like, that's what you get, buddy. Like one of those things of like, he definitely doesn't hear you. He definitely doesn't remember walking out to the ring. He won't remember this fight unless he watches it.
For Pat and everyone else in the chat, if you haven't watched it, watch it again. The other great part of, I mean, the whole thing's great. There's a million great things about it, but my other favorite part of it is, you know how like Modelo sponsored the match?
Yeah.
So literally the guy's going, this is the up top. You're looking at the Modelo fight. Oh my God, he knocked him out. Like he didn't get through the advertisement before Askren got knocked out.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. It's titled Full Fight. Hold on. I'm going to mute that. I'm going to share it in the chats just in case anybody had, I don't know. Even again, this is another one of those things. Like I think everybody kind of thought either, not the, maybe the Diaz fight made Masvidal so big, so famous or whatever, but, or the, maybe him fighting.
Wait, did he fuck up Diaz?
Yeah. He fucked up Diaz pretty bad for the BMF title.
What was the feeling? Were you watching MMA then?
Yeah.
Like, what was the feeling on the fight before Masvidal and Askren?
It was like I was saying even earlier about it was two guys just going like, hey man, like because after Nate Diaz beat Anthony Pettis, he was like, hey, look, there's a lot of bad motherfuckers out here, people that think they're bad motherfuckers. I'm the baddest motherfucker. You know, a guy who had a great last fight or whatever, Jorge Masvidal, I challenge you, motherfucker, blah, 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 and all the shit. So like it literally was just like a kind of thing of like, hey, let's just see who's the toughest motherfucker. No hard feeling. There was no like, it was like the most sportsmanship as possible. It was just like a machismo thing. You know?
Wait, with who?
With Jorge Masvidal.
And Askren or Diaz?
Diaz. And the last fight
I was asking about with Askren,
Oh,
because I know there was all the shit talking, but like was it pretty much like Masvidal's gonna fuck him up, or was it like up in the air?
Askren was new to the UFC. His first fight against Robbie Lawler was pretty underwhelming, and he kind of got fucked up. Watch that fight if you can. That's a fight where he barely got away. It was probably a bad stoppage by Herb Dean. It's not the worst if you hear Herb Dean explain it, but after that, I think his next fight was Ben Askren, or was Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
And I think he was kind of like, man, like, this is the fucking guy you give me, this motherfucker. And Ben Askren, as underwhelming as his performance in that fight is a very good shit talker and a pretty accomplished wrestler. He's a world champion wrestler. So, but he's very predictable, and it's funny. The best way I've ever heard him describe is the best joke I've ever heard. I wish I could give people credit, whoever came up with it originally, but it's a meme with a picture of Ben Askren, like him, and it just says Ben Askren looks like a created character before you do anything to him.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Funny. Like, and that's his athletic build, but he's very strong. He's he was great in one championship fighting, but I think he was talking a lot of shit, and he kept calling him George, which is like, and he just kept talking shit about him and making fun of him and saying like, oh, you think he's a real tough guy. And like Jorge Masvidal was like, come on, man. Like, you need to be a little bit more scared of me, like kind of thing. And that was the thing. He felt like he wasn't respected.
To bring up fucking Rogan again, I was watching his fucking Masvidal's Rogan is so goddamn good, and he's talking about that shit. And like I think Ben Askren fucking digged his own grave with the type of shit talking he was doing, because that was one of the huge things that I saw lit a fire under Jorge Masvidal's ass. So I think it kind of like that was a big part of it. Like Masvidal's like, I'm not just gonna beat you, like I'm gonna fucking rock your shit.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the thing, was like, and then it goes with the McGregor knockout for Aldo, and it goes for some of the execute, like Max Holloway's fight against Calvin Kattar just recently. Like, there's a level of excellence of like, shout out to Bret Hart. There's a level to excellence of execution to where you have like you visualize, and I'm not like one of those people that's like, just visualize it and it happens or whatever, but it kind of fucking does.
It helps
with a lot of hard work.
Well, that's the thing.
There's hard work beats fucking talent, and that's something that the gym I train at puts on one of their shirts. Like, they have put that on there, that saying, hard work beats talent. And I totally agree with that. Like, because that's where that comes in. That's how you can visualize successfully. You know what I mean?
So I agree with that. And like, just having a good, like a good attitude, I think that'll get you like driven in the right direction.
Yeah.
All right. I got to go back to work, but I do want to answer Ron's comment before I leave.
Oh yeah. It's Rogan, Chubby Marilyn Manson, and Dave Grohl. Fuck, marry, kill. Go.
I would kill Chubby Marilyn Manson, fuck Rogan, marry Dave Grohl.
Same.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty easy one.
This.
Play that again?
Here you go, buddy.
I don't want to hang up on you now. Please understand this, okay?
All right.
Andy's gone. Andy's no more. Andy Malafarina. Check out twitch.tv/Andy Malafarina. He streams all week, 7:00. I wish I knew his schedule. I would say the same thing, by the way, Ron. My fuck, marry, kill with those particular choices. Because, I mean, Chubby Marilyn Manson, I know, I hope nobody takes any offense by that, especially Chubby Marilyn Manson, but that's a problem. He does a lot of, I think allegedly, I don't even know for sure, but I feel like I've heard some rumblings from Doug Stanhope and stuff like that from back when I listened to that podcast a little bit more regularly, that when he hangs out with Marilyn Manson, there may be signs that he could possibly be abusing cocaine. I don't know. It's alleged. It's maybe, I don't want to speak out of school, but yeah, that's so. I don't know. I have not partaken in the cocaine, but I also kind of just I do judge people that do cocaine a little bit. There's no kink shaming here, but there may be a little bit of drug shaming here. No offense, cokeheads. You know, if you dabble, don't feel too judged. But I don't think Marilyn Manson dabbles. And again, that's alleged. I don't know. Just to put it out there, I don't know if he's following the Gross Domesticated podcast page on Facebook, but you should, because if you're not, you're probably on Instagram. Maybe you are. Maybe you found us on YouTube. Who knows? But that's the trifecta. You know what I mean? That's the triangle of content that we try to provide you. There's a whole net, and we're here to catch you. So check out Andy's. He's part of the net. What about with Andy and Pat? We do stream live every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. from his Twitch channel. Also, there is the episode after the fact premiered on his YouTube channel. John Montag is a person that was featured on that show when we were talking about Brand New's Your Favorite Weapon. That's right. The band Brand New. Ooh, that's hard. The band Brand New. Their album, Your Favorite Weapon. We talked about that live on a Wednesday show. We're going to have a Wednesday stream coming up. When's that? 27th? Not today, but next Wednesday. We're doing another guest episode with a returning guest. We've only had 2 guests, and one of them's returning. That's right, John. It's not you. Sorry. It's not John. I'm pointing at you here in this chat because that's where I'm reading you, but you're here. Sorry. What's up, John? John's here. John's here. The 27th, Andy and I will be streaming with Jay Simpson on a Wednesday evening again, probably 7 p.m. from his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Andy Malafarina. And we'll be talking about Taking Back Sunday's second album. That's what he told me the album. He didn't tell me the name when he pitched the idea to me. So whatever their second album is, Taking Back Sunday. I haven't listened to it yet. Again, the last episode that we did with him was Taking Back Sunday's first album. And that was the first time I actually sat down and consciously listened to Taking Back Sunday. Never done it before that. So I'm not that aware with their catalog, but I will know at least now 2 albums in less than a year's time of Taking Back Sunday. So check that out Wednesday. And then we will also be streaming Sundays as usual. The next album being Them Crooked Vultures, which, as you heard in the chat earlier with Andy Live, he wants to squash that Dave Grohl content or the conversation for once and for all. I think the more research he's doing, the more he's realized. He's saying that he's liking Dave Grohl. He still has not conceded, which I really do like because it feels like a tease that he's given everybody for the show. But he still hasn't fully said yet. He said he likes him more. He doesn't think he doesn't think he's any better of a musician yet. But we will finally figure out Andy. And I know everybody's worried about it in the chat. I know everybody's been on the edge of their seat wondering, how does Andy feel about Dave Grohl? And we're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of it Sunday evening. But in the meantime, while we await any possible happenings, actually, I believe the inauguration may be underway as we speak. It's 12:06. I have the same views I've had pretty much the whole time. It's cool. I hope I kind of am looking forward to things hopefully being boring. I just honestly, literally all I wrote, Inauguration Day, and I wrote equals be nice, comma, be safe, please. That's it. Please. That's it. Share your views. Go for it. Share views. Post, share. The president gave a speech on his way out this morning. That's okay. The ex-president now, I think. I don't know if it's official yet. It's one of those things. I don't follow the news that much, admittedly, and I don't really subscribe to a lot of politics. I feel like I do have my own feelings and ideas and things that I try to formulate through experiences and things and perspective, but I don't really, in traditional ways, I don't have like a team. But I just when there's like the whole thing with the Capitol stuff before, and then like I'm really only hearing it through Dom, which means I know that she's reading stuff like this or hearing things like this or whatever it is, but hearing things of, oh, there's going to be protests at every capital in the country and in all 50 states. There's going to be this. The people are going to. She was telling me there. She was hearing rumors of there was going to be people that were dressed as National Guards people to like uh throw off people. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like that stuff. That's when I get worried. It's again all hearsay. I don't know, but you see that other things are possible. You see you see that things are people are capable of whether you agree with it or not, fucking terrible things, like weird terrible things. Like it's just weird. I don't like it. So I am looking forward to hopefully, yeah, the government's fucking screwing everybody and everybody's where they're taking advantage and they're abusing taxes and yada yada yada. I don't know. But I just want to not hear about it for a little bit. Go back under the ground, lizard people. Come on now. Stop draining this. That's Pat. That's the official, the genuine Pat here. Maybe this is Bandana Pat's. Maybe again, maybe it's not biker chic. Maybe it's more hippie chic. But this was my okay. So this was my connection to it. I guess I don't know how. I guess for lack of a better word. I apologize if anybody thought they were lagging, but like serial killers. Serial killers. There was a German serial killer, Johanneken, Joachinn, I think, or Joachim Kroll. It looks like over a 20-year period, killed, raped, and partially cannibalized up to 14 people. 3 people committed suicide after just being falsely accused of those crimes, a couple of those crimes. So I follow one of the things I still possibly follow or I do literally follow on Reddit, because I can't post really anymore in there because it's just so fucking frustrating. You join a podcast subreddit and then you post about a podcast and they go, don't do that. And you're like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to just follow your shitty podcast. I want all of us to share our shitty podcast. Because mine's good. Mine are good, you fuck. So the one thing I still lurk. I'm a lurker on Reddit. Pat _ George. I have my real picture there. So I'm not, there's nothing, it's me. And I do like to post. I basically just kind of follow disc golf stuff. Actually, I don't follow a ton of jujitsu stuff, but I should actually. I didn't think about that lane. That's mainly an Instagram thing for me. But I follow a subreddit about serial killers, and just like because I got suggested that because I started following a Mindhunter subreddit. Yeah, that's right. Genuine Pat's here. I love the show Mindhunter. It's one of my favorite shows. I fucking love it. I think there was supposed to be a 3rd season, but I think they ended up not getting renewed or got canceled, or they canceled production. I don't know if it's a COVID thing. I have no idea, but the subreddit wasn't actually giving me any news except for the fact that it wasn't happening. Maybe I'll check back in, but I got suggested a serial killer subreddit through that. And I heard about this guy, and Dom and I are watching, or Dom mainly started it. I'm not super, I mean, I'll watch it. I'll probably watch it also, but she ended up starting it without me, about the Zodiac Killer. There's a documentary series on Netflix about the Zodiac Killer. She started the series, and and no, actually we've been watching it either way. We were sitting and watching. I came in and sat down and was watching part of it with her, and she said, and she was like, why doesn't there seem to, not like she wasn't bummed out about it, but she was like, why aren't there more serial killers and like anymore? Like, how come we don't like, I was like, well, they're catching serial killers from a long time ago. There's still, but I think there's just so much possibility of evidence, like the DNA, the CSI bullshit. the Dexter analysis, the blood splatter, the cameras, like just literal Ring doorbell cameras plus everything else. I think it's just a lot harder to be a serial killer nowadays. It's tougher on the serial killer. Also, the patterns that people that cops and FBI agents and other law enforcement agencies are able to use to track and to monitor behavior like this, like stuff. So, but I feel like it's not that they're still serial killers, but there's I think there's it's like they're just more exposed now. I think that's the only difference. So it's not it's not the same thing. It's not saying that anything it's just it's all been exposed. Like there's nothing new necessarily that somebody can do. Whether it's been it's kind of like how like in the day like a prolific serial killer, all they had to do was just uh essentially just lie to people. Really, I mean, you can just go like, oh no, I didn't do anything, or just be like somebody of a higher class, like something like Jack the Ripper was like there could have been somebody most likely after the fact. Some of the theories are like could have been a doctor, could have been a higher class person that didn't live in that area, even though the police at that time were following people or suspected of people of living in the area where the crimes were happening because they knew how to navigate it so well, because there were multiple times I believe where there were multiple murders in the same night. But the thing about like the thing about that is like it's still totally possible that people could still be that crazy. Like, not crazy. I don't know. I again, for lack of a better term, I don't mean it to say that way because of the next word, the where I'm going essentially is it's not like there aren't still mentally. I think it's just the mental illness side of it that still exists, but I don't think they're able to. It's the same way, and this is not saying that politicians are serial killers, but it's the same way that back in the day that serial killer or politicians could just lie because that you can't prove it, you can't back it up. There's no It could be any of those same situations with a serial killer. The parallels are very clear that like it's not that there aren't still bad politicians or bad people out there. It's the fact that you're just able to keep a better eye on them. So don't think of it like that's why I'm not necessarily I don't understand like it's just like it's like everybody's gonna buckle down and try to just have the same fucking battle in the next 4 years. And I would like to take the next 4 years to expose to to work as hard as you were during the time of Trump's presidency as now. Like do the same thing. Continue to expose more people. Continue to find more patterns like the law enforcement agencies, to find more like people in police organizations or organizations, whatever it may be, uh, positions of power from the lowest to the highest tier, and continue to expose them, because it's not that there's still serial killers. There are, but it's you just see them before they get to 20 people, you know, or the fact that 3 people would commit suicide knowing they didn't do it. That's crazy because it was so terrible. You have to do the math there. I know that this is genuine Pat, who is not very educated, unfortunately, telling you to use education or use math, use something that you should, educate yourself on this. But if you're, it's just the, I don't know. It's just it's the same parallel to me of going, you're still capable of doing those things, but it's somebody couldn't even fathom how terrible that thing was, that them being accused of it and possibly exposed, or maybe even the fact that they were like, I did not do the research. I don't know how they were necessarily accused of it, because if it was public, something like that, it doesn't matter if you're found not guilty or not. You're going to be remembered as the person that at one time was a person of interest in this case where you were killing and eating people. 20 people over a 20-year period, 14 people in a 20-year period. But I think the picture that I saw was it was grainy. You know what I mean? It's also, who knows, like now Russia, everybody has those fucking dashboard cameras to capture any kind of insurance fraud. I believe. I think that's why. You know, you always see that's on like that always sneaks its way into a clip show or in someone's YouTube every once in a while, or someone's feed. Maybe it's just mine. I don't know, but like where you see like the dash cam things in the foreign country or something like that. It's just, people do that here too. A lot of, you know, GoPros and stuff. But it's interesting. That's why, because it's hard. It's so much harder to get away with. So that just means that unfortunately it's leveled up. There's still, it's they have found, not necessarily that they've found something unfathomable, but now it's so hard to imagine how someone could get away with serial killing, that there, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be that. It just means that it's upped its game. But as long as you continue to work on exposing that stuff, it's the same parallel. It's not saying, it's not comparing serial killers and politicians morally. It's patternly. Let's yeah, by their patterns. Let's just say that. Pat's really speaking himself into a corner here. Once Andy's lunch break is over, maybe Pat's lunch break should start. Who knows? But I just thought that was interesting, because she was talking about why aren't there, again, not upset, just saying, why aren't there more serial killers? And I can't imagine that people stopped being weird and evil. They had to find a new way to figure it out. So hey, here's to draining the swamp of serial killers as well, you know. But I think if there is only one upside, in my personal opinion, not that there is only one side, but if there is an upside to the past 4 years, or the way that people have been treating each other in the past 4 years, it's the fact that I'm personally thinking that way. It's the fact that I'm personally thinking like, oh no, you can still have standards. You're a human being too. You're a human being. You should treat other people like human beings. I don't want to dismiss anybody because of their views or anything like that. There wouldn't be anything like that. So I hope that there's no incident. Be nice, be safe. That's it. Be kind. That's all. You know? Hippie Bandana, Genuine Pat, nailing it right in there with you. So who knows? But I think I'm really distracted. I want to watch the rest of that UFC. I think the way to get myself back on track is to get into today's. It's later than I wanted to get into it, but we had a lot of pounding off. We had a lot of Andy early in the first part of the show. So if you missed that part of it, if you're just catching part of the show now, don't forget, you can ask to join just like Andy did. Chat along with me, audio only on YouTube later on. If you missed Andy's part, it was great. We had a lovely conversation about anxiety and everything like that. Then it formed into so many other things. We ended up talking about our show, What About with Andy and Pat. Check that out on YouTube later on, Baby Mermaid Productions. But in the meantime, I think we're going to get into Word of the Day. Oh, hard out on Pat. Jesus Christ. Was it a drop? Drink drop? Oh man, I had a mouthful of water. All right. Today's word of the day is I don't know. I want to say it's right there. I want to get into it's brought to you. So I think that's where I'm going to look for a sponsorship. If you know anybody that has a business that may want to sponsor Pat's word of the day, hit your boy up, DM me or email me at Baby Mermaid Productions at gmail.com. And let me know if you know anybody that may want to sponsor the word of the day. It's going to be very affordable, at least at the start. So today's word of the day is brought to you by GDP Live. You're watching it. It's so Monday's word of the day was mansuetude. Mansuetude, it means meekness. So mansuetude is weird. Hacks would like to sponsor the word of the day. We'll talk pricing after the show, John. Aspro and art dick of the show, John Montag. Montag said Montague spelled comedy, Montague comedy on Instagram. Also follow Hacks too. Also featured on Baby Mermaid Productions on YouTube. Bam, bam, bam. That's part of the triangle. We're all in the Illuminati. Today's word of the day, however, seems like it's going to, I feel like this is going to end up paying off pretty much. Just beat me to it. Wait, what? Yeah. I know what you were saying, Ron. Premium Ron's pounding off in the comments as well. It looks like I don't know. It's going to be probably a little hard to say, but I'm going to put a little French on, a little twist. You know what I mean? Little English. That's what I meant to say. I said French, but English on this one because it's interesting. So I'll spell it out for you. It is ESTAMINET. That's ESTAMINET. Jesus Christ. I started to type and then I fucking spazzed out there. You almost all stroke Pat. Straight up. Same chair that it happened the other night in front of Dom. Here we go. So I don't know. I think the second T is going to be what's known as a silent. See what I did there? Silent. Because I didn't say the T. Because it's a silent T. Is that a smart word joke? Does that make sense? I don't know if it came through on the microphone. It's a silent. Fucking killed it. I think it's estamine. Estamine. Not like two words, but maybe it's like that. It flows like that. Estamine. I feel like I'm unfortunately getting into a crude, bad accent.
Estamine.
Holy shit.
Estamine.
I said it with a little bit more panache than that guy, but it's estamine. Oh, hold on one more time.
Estamine.
Thank you, Word Genius. Oh, maybe it should be Word Genius. Maybe I should contact them and say, like, hey, I talk about your website 3 times a week, and yeah, we're getting views, we're getting listens. People are pounding off. Yeah. You wanna sponsor the word of the day? Wordgenius.com. Maybe start getting the dates of the words you have more. Okay? Get all the information. Genius. But we have at least 2, by the way, 2 people that subscribe to the fucking email too. Estamine. So estamine is a French word. I knew it. That was going to be the silent T. I'm very familiar with the silent T. Okay. The French silent T. Yeah. It's a noun. French. Where does it come from? What year? We don't know, Word Genius. Just say wordknowledgeable.com. We are word proficient. I know that word. It's a noun. I think, didn't we do this before? A small cafe in France that sells alcoholic drinks. So we did cafe before. Wasn't there, or was that an Italian? No, that was French. That was a French cafe, right? Okay, so examples of estaminet in a sentence. I plan to visit every estaminet I find on my trip. God damn it. It doesn't matter how many words I learn, apparently. I'll never be able to fully form them correctly all the time. And that's okay. Nobody can. Nobody's perfect. The artist enjoyed visiting the estaminet for a glass of wine while sketching. Estaminet. I like it. I like the word. It's fun to say. I turned around on it, but estaminet. That was Pat's word of the day, brought to you by Hacks, pending approval financially. I may bleep that out in the YouTube video. Who knows? But as of right now, Ron, you could probably sponsor it too. I'm going to give you guys a real quick pee song because I got to go pee. So enjoy some Dick Empty Belly Full from the Buddha Boys podcast from the days of yore. I'll be right back.
Now do some Creole over it. Bow, 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 bow. Sweeter. Bow, 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 bow. That's a Zydeco band.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just did it. Oh, the roof of my mouth are peeling off.
Oh, Creole grandma gonna fill your belly up with the jambalaya. You gonna have some more shrimp in there. You gonna get it, Tommy.
Baby. All you do is go get a gumbo over there. I don't believe you get an airboat, you get the gator.
Give me some of that jambalaya.
Baby. Oh, get over here. Give me some gumbo, baby. Baby. Oh, get over here. Give me some gumbo. Baby, 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 baby. You know, we'll batter it up and fry it up with some roux. Baby, get that roux up in there. Oh, the roof of my mouth are peeling off, baby.
Oh, Creole grandma gonna empty your balls.
Creole grandma gonna empty them nuts. Baby, 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 baby. Gotta keep the dick empty in the belly full. Baby, gotta keep the dick empty in the belly full.
Creole grandma,
Gotta keep the dick empty in the belly full.
Creole grandma,
Baby,
Creole grandma. That might be the worst bit we've ever done.
Baby. But one of the greatest songs. With time to spare. And I'm not even out of breath. Thanks, Jiu-Jitsu. I'm back. This is the Piss Track show where you're going to come in. You're going to live stream with me as I'm live streaming down in the fucking bathroom. If you know what I'm talking about. Am I saying? It's GDP Live. Sometimes I have to leave to go pee. There's a half an hour left. There's no way I could have held that for another half an hour. I know that we were just at the end of, but estaminet, like, Pat's gotta pay. You know what I mean? I gotta go down there and go pay. I can't sit here and talk about words I don't really give that much of a shit about. If we're talking inauguration or serial killer, sure. If we're talking about Ian Strong being on Falls Count Anywhere, sure. It was a lot of fun. Or Youngblood being on his show, Strong Words with Ian Strong. Yeah. Surprisingly absent from this show. I didn't see Strong, Mr. Ian Strong here, but I hope he's okay. I hope he's safe on this inauguration day. Closing out the show, I want to talk about a show that I have enjoyed immensely. And I honestly don't know if it's a show that was popular, that was popular when it came out, like everybody fucking loves it, and like I'm coming in really late on it, like where like people are kind of, because I was one of the first few people that was excited about, because I had read the comics and everything about Walking Dead coming out, that when it was, like I felt like one of the people that was like in on it. I knew all about it from start, and then I stopped liking it whereas other people are still watching, and I'm like, come on, what are you doing? I don't like real people don't like, real fans don't like it anymore. But The Boys on Amazon was suggested to us. I think I honestly want to give credit to, I think it was suggested to us technically first by Manny Santiago of Falls Count Anywhere fame. That's Youngblood. That's Manny. Check it out. Every week on Baby Marie Productions. This is all plugs now too. That's all Ian's podcast was. They just kept plugging just like, because they were plugging Youngblood's episode on Strong Words. You got to watch it. It's a lot of fun. This is an homage. But The Boys on Amazon on Amazon Prime is it's like, it's so cool. Like I don't know. It's kind of like how I had no previous knowledge of Guardians of the Galaxy before the first movie came out. Like somebody said like, oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out. I can't wait. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? I honestly, I don't even think I had ever heard of it until somebody was saying that they were excited about the movie coming out. So Boys is a great show. It's I don't know. It's exactly, because I was joking about that initially. Like that's kind of what I wanted Star Wars, the newer Star Wars, to be. Like kind of like funny, where they're cursing. They're no, you know, again, nobody's perfect. Everybody's having a good time. I mean, it's not. I don't know. People. That one lady's related to the guy that wants to kill half the people in the galaxy, but still, there's a not blood related, but there's there. It was cool. Like I don't know. It was something different. It did seem like it was something different. It really did at the time. And I don't know if maybe I'm just remembering it. I'm like, again, I'm not super up to date on a lot of comic book stuff. I wasn't much of a comic book person. I do enjoy cartoons more, or, you know, movies and stuff, but I am familiar somewhat with some comic book characters and things. Deadpool was one that I really liked, that I was excited to hear about when they were talking about a movie, because even though I wasn't a diehard, that was somebody that I was like, oh, they can do that if they're going to do it the way, because I hated how they had Deadpool in that Wolverine movie, because I was like, he's the guy who's like, he's a shit talker. He's like, his thing is a shit talker, and you sewed his mouth shut. Like, what the fuck? Back in 5, hell yeah, fuck yeah, Ron. Taking the dog out. Ron's doing good things for his animals. He's a good person. Don't know why he can't take his phone with him, but either way, he's going to take his dog. He probably just doesn't want me screaming about like, The Boys is great. I love things. That makes sense. He's a closet GDPer. I think that's what it is. Or maybe I upset the dog. I am a cat person. I am in the Dobby Waberson Memorial Caddock right now. So Clopoke is sitting over there in the co-captain chair. She is a co-executive producer of the show, and she doesn't do anything. But, you know, she's a cat, so she gets a distinction. Not like Aspro or the Arctics, Ron Barindro and John Montag. But if you want to join the show, you can. Ask to join. Take your dog on a walk. Talk to Pat. Take your lunch break. Eat a burrito. Talk to your friend. That's what Andy did earlier. It's fun. We have a good time here. But I like when they can accurately take from the comic book. So I had, again, like I said, I had no prior knowledge of Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie came out, but I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. It's entertaining. It's funny. Everything's better with comedy. We all know that. It's true. Every single funeral has been made better when the whole room breaks out into laughter. Or maybe I'm just projecting and saying that time I made a joke at my grandma's funeral, I hope everybody was on board with that. But there's something about The Boys. It's if anybody's not familiar, I think that's the point. It has been explained to me, and I want to be better. This is, if anything, if I do have a resolution, let's say, one thing that I want to focus on personally big time is like, take more recommendations. I gave a recommendation on the last episode. I talked about how emotional I got even just watching the UFC Fight Island 7, which was which really does sound kind of like, it does kind of dismiss the severity of what it kind of makes it sound like a fight on inside that this Sunday. But it was very emotional for me, watching just an excellent martial art performance, and texting with Aspro, associate producer John Montag after the show, and he texted me after and said how big of a fan of Calvin Kattar he was, even just for taking that punishment, and how much, and I was sincerely flattered that he checked it out, even at any aspect. And I wanted it, and I was like, first of all, I want to let that be known, but also, like, it should be like, if my buddy is telling me, but I don't know a lot of people that speak this passionately about something. They might say like, oh, that's really good. I think they always say, I think you'd like it, or that seems like something you'd like. And very rarely can somebody give me a recommendation like that I like take. I want to be better at taking those suggestions where somebody does, because it felt good knowing not only that he checked it out to some aspect. Again, I don't know if he watched the full fight start to finish. He's got a kid, for fuck's sake. He can't just take 30 minutes to watch combat sports. Maybe he did. Maybe he watched with his kid. I don't know. That'd be even better. Dude, I would absolutely corner your daughter too, John. If she became an MMA fighter, I'd be her jiu-jitsu coach. By the time she's able to compete and I'm allowed, to hang out with her, once you allow, you trust Uncle Pat around Nora. But I think that would be really cool to be able to, like, I should definitely be a blue belt by that. I should know. That's the next belt, by the way. I may be qualified to have now, but I don't. That's up to Professor Jeff. Hey, Professor Beck. Sorry. But I want to, I think that it felt good to know that he checked it out, and that he also, like, gave me feedback, was like, yeah, that was cool. It's like, someone I gave a suggestion. So I'll anytime I do give a suggestion like that, like, I have the Slappy Boppers playlist on Spotify. If you want to check out the playlist, it's probably, hopefully, if I've done this correctly, in somewhere the description of where you're watching or listening to this. So if I give a suggestion, I'd like to give a link. We're talking about the Masvidal Ben Askren full fight. I assume everybody has seen the fight or seen the knee, but who knows? Who knows if anybody's seen it? I can't assume that. It's just my personal perspective. So I have to assume that they need a link. So I share a link. I'm going to make it easy on you if I'm suggesting something for you. But if you suggest something to me, I will take it full-heartedly and actually check it out. Kirk suggests things to me a lot of times that if I maybe don't pick up on right away, I drag my feet or I don't check it. And then later on I go, oh, that was pretty cool. It's something I have discussed with Jeff in particular. We talked about last time we were talking about, like, when somebody says to him, like, oh, it actually worked. Like, he's like, yeah, what the fuck do you think? But some people, it's not that they don't, it's just maybe they don't think that they can grasp it. It's not that you teaching a technique or giving a suggestion is being discredited. Don't take it personally. It could just be somebody not thinking, like, whatever it may be. It's just a line of thinking. It's really weird. It's a line of thinking that I want to try to break. So I want to have it be, I want to have this year be not the year that everything I'm not going to be like Jim Carrey and the Yes Man, but like because The Boys particularly, that was suggested to me by a friend of mine, and I don't even know how he's like, oh, you got to check it out. It wasn't necessarily saying like, wasn't just saying, I think you'd really like it. He didn't want to give away any really of the details, like get into like fine details of like spoilers or anything. But he wanted to say, like, kind of give the synopsis is basically superheroes are like real, Like they're actually there, and they're also they still have movies and they still have the lunchbox. They still do all the things, but they're like more like just celebrities, and they're owned by a company and all this other thing. Like or there's like the Seven, like kind of like the Justice League or whatever. And then I found out actually we're on like season 2. Actually, we're on season 2 now. I'm hearing season 3 is either getting made or possibly coming out soon. I don't know exactly, but we just started season 2. And 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 then I find out it's actually this was a comic book before too, or a graphic novel or whatever it may be. Like, man, this is fucking cool as shit. Like this is and it's the kind it is a thing. So the more the more honest I am, the more about like, oh, my taste of what I like or anything like that, the more accurately people can give suggestions of things. Because I always say I like a thing that is rooted in somewhat of reality. If you have like like Spider-Man is the same. Spider-Man is my go-to example, because the reason I like Spider-Man when I say Spider-Man growing up was because it felt the most realistic somehow. He was a like a person, a young man living in New York that had to fight crime and also like pay bills and shit. Like he struggled with like Superman never struggled with his personal like his secret identity. So I never really was drawn. So there is an element of that with X-Men. X-Men was another one that's rooted somewhat in reality. It's a civil rights conversation. It's a political conversation about treating people equally, but also in the same sense, it's about like there's like legislation, but there's also fucking laser eyes. Shit like that's cool. I do enjoy that. I enjoy somebody telling a fart joke, but there's also a talking raccoon. Stuff I do like the parallel, the spectrum, let's say, in entertainment like that. So it doesn't have to be. It's not that I'm against comic book stuff, but it's just it doesn't. I saw multiple Avengers movies in theaters and was just like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, I know how this goes. Every fucking movie is the same fucking movie. It's not interesting to me anymore. And when people start talking about like, no, but Thor's pretty good. Oh, does Thor win at the end? Cool. Duh. Every fucking one. So nothing. But the person dies, but maybe they're not actually dead, because then they're gonna find a fucking magic mirror in the next movie that brings everybody back, or they're gonna, if there's no fucking stakes, there's no who gives a fuck. So, I like something like rooted in, oh fuck, you have to pay your insurance, but also stop that fucking international spy. I want to see a comic book. Sorry, John Montag's pounding off in the comments here on Instagram Live at Baby Mermaid Productions on Instagram. I want to see a comic book that that tackles when the hero has to deal with diarrhea or hemorrhoids. There isn't. I don't know if that's covered in The Boys. I'm only started season 2, so I don't know for sure. But we were talking about this, I think, when Dom was on last, or maybe definitely when Dom was on, when I was talking about the plane scenes. There's a plane scene in season 1 of The Boys that does resurface in season 2. It's so fucking well done, where you're like, it's fucking crazy. Like I don't know. It's really interesting, and it's not just like the superhero fucking, like, I don't know. It does seem unpredictable, but in like fun ways. It's a cool show. It's a really I hate to I don't know. I wish there was had better qualifiers, and it's like it's fun. It's a fun show. It's like, but if you like, it's dark. It's not for kids at all. So like they do, they do cover diarrhea. There's diarrhea. There's sex. There's questionable language. Sure. Absolutely. But it's not just that stuff for the sake of that stuff. It's not just gore and real shit like that, like for the sake of that. There's a reason for it. There's So I do thoroughly enjoy. There's particularly a scene like the way they are going in one of the main characters. He's kind of like a Superman type character. I don't know if it's the exact same thing because I was a big fan of the Tick cartoon when I was a kid. There was the Tick with it's very hard to explain, but I think it's more popular than I remember. I don't know if more people know about the Tick, but he's a guy who is it's kind of like this. It's kind of like Ben Stiller's movie Mystery Men. It's kind of like where like people they're misfit they're misfit superheroes. You know, they're people attempting to be superheroes. They're kind of people aspiring, that's the word, superheroes. So and the Tick, oh, there's Ian. Hey, how's it going, Ian? The Tick, I was just talking about the Tick. And it's kind of like the same idea. The Tick cartoon had different name characters than the Tick the next version of the show when they did live action with Patrick Warburton from Seinfeld. He was Putty in Seinfeld. He's many other things. The Tick was the shit. Hell yeah. See, Greg, we are the same fucking person, dude. That's my disc golf buddy. David Putty as the Tick was the greatest casting of all time. Yeah, absolutely. So okay, so yeah, I'm pounding off to the GDP echo chamber here on the Tick. And the Tick, if you remember correctly, there's Deflator Mouse and Lady Liberty, and then when they switched it to the live action show, he was I think they call him Batman Well, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, the Tick was great. Hell yeah, we got everybody's pounding off about the Tick. The most live action one, oh yeah, see, I haven't watched the latest one on Amazon, but the most live action one, the most recent live action one on Amazon Prime is pretty good too. So the Prime is dealing with some cool superhero shows that I'm actually into, but I don't know. The main character on The Boys has a great name as I like a Superman type character, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, big cape with a big American flag cape and all this shit. His name's Homelander. Fucking awesome name. Awesome name. I love the naming of the characters, the all of the soups as they call them in the show. It's a great fucking show. I love the show. And knowing that they did another live action Tick, they gave another chance for a live action Tick on Amazon Prime too. I'm gonna check that out too. See this? Look, writing it down. Tick on Amazon Prime. Writing it down. I'm gonna check that show out for sure because so far the Boys nailed it. I fucking love that show. There's a show where Homelander is addressing he's addressing a protest that's happening somewhere in season 2, and and he has this fantasy. Homelanders almost sounds like the AHL team. Yeah, right? It does sound like a team. It does sound John Montag's pounding off in the comments on Instagram. He says Homelanders sound almost sounds like an AHL team. It absolutely. But the Columbus Homelanders. Ian Strong says I'm 5-6 episodes into The Boys. Love it. Yeah. Dude, so I don't know if you have seen what I've been I keep referring to as, I don't want to give it away, but the plane scene. And my theory on the fact that a lot of shows that I've enjoyed over the past couple of years have all seemed to have a plane scene. Breaking Bad, the Boys. Fuck, I had the other. What was the other one I had? Oh, Narcos was another one. Each one of these shows has a very iconic, to me, a huge turning point. Maybe it's my fear. Maybe it's my personal fear of flying, but I feel like they were all wrapped around like a season finale or something. But there's always like there's a somewhat of a huge event happening around a plane. So the plane episode in season 1 of The Boys is fucking, it's crazy. I don't know. I love it. But I love the names of the characters they give in The Boys and everything. And the Tick is, so I don't know the names of the characters in the Amazon Prime one. I think the other live action one was on Fox, if I remember correctly, for the Patrick Warburton one. Warburton one. Warburton one. Man, I'm losing steam. I had 3 cups of coffee, but I did wake up at like 4:30 today. So I'm a little, I had, 6 a.m. jujitsu. You start an early day. I'm going to be going to bed at 8 o'clock. I'm glad that the UFC thing is happening right now. The main card started at 12 o'clock. Again, I cannot suggest this enough. This is not like a live or die kind of thing. This is a personal favorite of mine. Michael Chiesa and Neil Magny are fighting. Both of those guys are excellent grapplers, great, truly mixed martial artists. So if you do enjoy the full range of martial arts, not just kicky punchy, but also rolling around on the ground too. There's Michael Chiesa has one of the best body triangles. I learned about the body triangle from watching Michael Chiesa. So Michael Chiesa is also a commentator. I was talking to John before the show about Paul Felder, the Irish Dragon from Philadelphia, who is an excellent commentator and a fucking excellent fighter. So I'm going to be talking about UFC. They're back this month and they are not disappointing whatsoever. I can't wait to get back to watching that card. But the main card starts at 12 o'clock and the main event's awesome. Ian Strong's pounding off in the comments. Chiesa is a phenomenal grappler. Not exciting, but damn good. To me, yeah, kicky punchy. Hell yeah, Casey. If you're not into the kicky punchy, you like the scramble chokey, then that's Michael Chiesa and Neil Magny. Really, honestly, both of them are not. Neil Magny I think is a better striker possibly, but Michael Chiesa is a phenomenal grappler. That's absolutely. I actually was doing a body triangle this morning and thinking how exciting it would be if I get to watch Michael Chiesa execute his wonderful body triangle that just sucks the fucking life out of you. For anybody that doesn't know what a body triangle is, it's basically imagine like kind of a figure 4 of your legs, but around your midsection, and so they're either on top of you. Well, mainly they got your back. That's the most successful body triangle. I kind of try to hold it from all angles. It's a lot of fun. I like using my legs. I'm really excited that jiu-jitsu's back. For as tired as I feel, I don't feel tired mentally. I don't feel tired like physically because of how excited I am. But I know I'm tired because I didn't get a lot of sleep and I've done a lot of physical exertion already this morning. But he will literally lie on the mat and dare you to come on top of. Yeah, that's the kind of jiu-jitsu I want to get to. I want to get to close. I don't know if I'll ever get to Michael Chiesa's level because of how dedicated he is. Cool tattoos too. A lot of times voluntarily goes for a mullet haircut before his fights. Very interesting, but a lot of fun to watch. So that would be probably, I don't know how many fights there would be into the main card, but I was watching the prelims before the show this morning and would highly suggest, and they're free. It's free on ESPN. If you're watching this, you can have the fucking fights on in the background. So that was a thing I wanted to bring up right here at the end of the show. In this particular Fight Island, I had witnessed in the prelims already 2 different MMA UFC champions. Khabib was there, as well as Davison Figueiredo, the flyweight champion. Both of them were cornering other fighters, and both of those fighters were very exciting. Like it was already felt like a star-studded event just because you saw Khabib in the ring in the fucking prelims. It was cool. So, does your adrenaline thump when you roll in class? Do you try to master controlling that? Yes. Actually, Casey, that was actually the main thing I was working on this morning was controlling my breathing and trying to, because I'm coming back to it from nothing. I went from no physical exertion really to like, again, combat. So I felt even from going Monday and then today, I already noticed a huge difference because in those days, because I'm actively doing it, I'm like trying to eat correctly. So I'm like, I've had like really what I've been eating a lot has been like a lot of greens, salmon, like good fish or whatever like that. I've sprinkled some Girl Scout cookies in there, but I'm burning the calories. I earned it. But I all like today was all about just controlling their position. And that's what I did. I think I only submitted one person, and I think it was a lady. It was a lady. I apologize. I didn't say I did. I think that was, but it was also one of those things that it wasn't. Even then, I'm trying to work on fundamentals, not just overpowering. So it's more positional than it is like anything else. Um, when you have when you have those things, when you try, it's not so much adrenaline, but for me at least, I know early on. So, but it's more about when you're rolling with somebody that is newer, their adrenaline, it's like hard to control when you're like, I've never rolled with this person. I don't know. You don't truly like, even though it's all agreed upon, we've all signed waivers, but we're all cool. We're all at the same class, like you still truly don't know if that person is gonna have your safety fully in mind as well. So there is a level. It's about dealing with their adrenaline as well. Positioning is key when trying to get in deep. Absolutely, that's right, Ian. When you try to get in deep. But yeah, I think there's aspects of like it's more about controlling their adrenaline, because I don't want to. I'm not here to like try to fucking kill anybody, but I also want to be as frustrating as possible to the other person. That's my ultimate key. Even though my official fight moniker has been Fart Reaper, where I'm trying to squish the farts out of you. It's all that's not like I'm not doing that the whole time. It's all about keeping my close guard or trying to get submissions that I don't normally get or go for. I'm a big Kimura guy or Americana. I like the arm locks or the shoulder locks, stuff like that. I'm not so much an arm bar guy. Or like a choke. I like chokes too. So, rear naked, guillotine, stuff like that. So so anytime I'm trying to do, so if today I'm working on other stuff, today was working about managing my breathing, keeping control of my breathing, controlling my, and then also but controlling the position of my opponent's position as well. So that was kind of what I was working on. We got premium Ron pounding off. Positioning is key when trying to get in deep. Quote Ian Strong. Sorry, I should have started at the beginning. I apologize. I'll see myself up. It's all right, Ron. You're good. I chose my words with purpose. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a direct quote from Ian Strong. Don't forget it. But I think it's a lot of fun though. I think if you are somebody like, again, if you missed the conversation I had with Andy Malafarina earlier on in the show, he did join on Instagram Live, and you can hear him on Insta or on Facebook right here on Facebook, or right here on YouTube. Make sure you're liking and subscribing wherever you are. Give us a review if you want on the GDP page, or audio only wherever you get your podcast. You can listen to the show now until the next show is released. That's right. So there will always be a show on that feed, and it will be always the most recent episode. So make sure that you check out the Gross Domesticated podcast wherever you get your audio podcasts. That's Spotify, Apple, Google, anywhere you want. Go there. Check out the audio podcast. You can just play me after the fact. It'll help. You'll still get the word of the day. You'll still get the audio from the Instagram. But me and Andy were talking about dealing with a lot of anxiety, social, like just basically not social anxiety necessarily, but more of self-doubt, just kind of feeling down, anxious and stuff like that. And I was explaining to him how much I feel like jujitsu actually helped me with that. So maybe an early morning roll might help even in the COVID times until we all end up getting it, I guess. And then I do realize the fact that I'm saying this all in the middle of a pandemic, even though the fucking vaccines out there, I'm very much aware. And yes, if I have any symptoms, I do not fucking go, because I'm not going to be a fucking super spreader. You better believe it, baby. So I love you all. Thank you so much for joining in. We got when's the next FCA pod drop? It's actually out right now. Ian, I posted it, I believe, last night because we did have, as you know, we had an issue with the promo, so we had to deal with the issue. But you can now officially watch the latest episode of Falls Count Anywhere on YouTube. Falls Count Anywhere playlist is right there. You can cast past episodes as well as audio only anywhere you get your podcasts. The same as Proper Ebonics. Hacks is a YouTube show that you can also catch, or it's an Instagram show that you can also catch on Baby Mermaid Productions YouTube. Again, please subscribe. Please hit like. I need to get as many people on there as possible because I feel like I got some good shit here and you got to see it. So I love you all. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Gross.